Hi everybody, this is Amy with My Learning Garden. Tonight we are hanging out with the baby chicks in the backyard, looking at everything growing in the garden, looking at everything we're going to have to do to get the chicken coop going. The cherry tree is going to go. All of this ivy and overgrown garbage is going to go. The chain link fence is going to go. So that these sweet little babies can have a gigantic chicken mansion. So I just wanted to give you an update on what's going on and show you what's been planted. We planted tomatoes last weekend and I wanted to give you an update on that and what else is growing. So right here in front of me is the asparagus patch and sweet little baby chickens. They're actually doing pretty good about staying out of the garden boxes. Right there in the back is my little compost pile. I think as soon as the chickens find it, they're going to be super excited about it. But the asparagus is doing really, really good. Every one of them that I planted is actually growing and sprouting. The potatoes are doing awesome. I ended up doing the hilling method, which you dig a trench. As they grow, you fill in with dirt. So I'm out of dirt to fill them up, so I'm going to let them go. I still have these bluebells. That's a bluebell, and that one, that's what a bluebell is. But that's growing in the actual garden box. I can dig it up. It grew through 2 feet. I can't let it, I just can't make it go away. Whoops, sorry little guys. So I have beets growing on this side, and I have radishes. I have 3 different types of radishes growing right here. More bluebells. It's a bulb that is a diehard and grew through 2 feet of dirt. Can't make that go away. I have a green squash, and then I have a yellow squash. I have to tell you my sad story. So my goal this year was to do everything from seed, start everything indoors so I didn't have to buy anything from the garden center. Here's my dirty little secret. I forgot to grow a green squash. I had to buy one. I'm very, very sad. So one plant out of the entire garden is going to be store-bought. But if you look at the yellow straight neck squash, I have 2 growing already. I started this indoor from seed back in February, put it in the greenhouse, and planted this just last weekend, and I already have 2 squash. Super excited about it. In this box we have cucumbers. I have these 4 right here are going to climb over the cattle panel arch. And then I have 4 bush cucumbers. And they actually are looking pretty good. Those bush cucumbers were not looking good last time. This is the artichoke plant. And I just had to put Sluggo on it. I try to do a completely organic garden, but when the slugs and bugs are eating my stuff, something's got to give. I planted last weekend green beans, and my husband and I made this really awesome garden arch. I don't know if you can see it real well in the video, but I have my pole beans and runner beans. It's a scarlet runner. It's got a really pretty red pink flower that's going to be growing over that, so I'm really excited about that. So seeds are going to be going. This whole bed is full of bush green beans and chicken shavings. So I'm not actually putting green chicken manure in the garden bed. That's just from what they do to their water dish. Update on the collard greens. It is loving the cool weather that we've got going on. It was awful. I say it's awful. It was like 80, 85 degrees this last week. It was like the Sahara Desert to me here in the Pacific Northwest. I just can't handle that type of heat. So I was excited that it was raining and cool, and the collard greens are loving it. And we have the lettuce. Look at all that lettuce. So again, I planted everything from seed right here around. Those are all the garlic and onion that I planted last year, and I just left it in because it's my learning garden. I didn't know what to do, so I left it. They are looking pretty good. They're getting a lot bigger. So all of this lettuce that's going around, this is a Smart Pot. I want to say it's a 120-gallon Smart Pot. They're great because they are fabric. You can move them around. They're really awesome. So in these 2 rows, I have speckled romaine. This one is This one is Bib lettuce, and I think that is the Crisp Hansen. So those are doing fantastic. We have the Walla Walla onions that are doing really, really well. And then the pea tower that I built a few weeks ago is doing fantastic. So the peas are doing great. All of these peas were started indoors. There's a little pea flower right there. It's so fun, so rewarding to actually see things from seed actually grow. More peas, more peas. We have all of the tomatoes. I still have 38 tomato plants. I can't get myself to give any of them away. I am going to give away 3 of my yellowneck squash because nobody needs that much squash in their backyard. It's going to take over everything, but I can't get myself to give up the tomatoes. So here are all the tomatoes that we planted last weekend. These are the DIY do-it-yourself tomato cages. I might do a video on this if my husband can hold the camera, or I'll set up the tripod to show you guys how that is happening. I'm so sorry, you guys, I'm a little distracted. The chickens, I call them popcorn chickens. Once one of them jumps up, the other one jumps up, and they literally all look like popcorn. And I saw it out of the corner of my eye, so I'm sorry. Terrible video because I can't focus. In this bed, I have Swiss chard. Once the Swiss chard grows up and I harvest that here in the spring, I am going to end up putting all of my hot peppers in this plant. All the hot peppers are actually in the greenhouse right now. Strawberries are doing fantastic. This was my little project today. I have, again, 38 tomato plants. I have a ton of growing space here in the box, but everything is already spoken for. So I went to the dollar store and they have these little laundry baskets, just tiny. I mean, I would say maybe if I had to guess, maybe the equivalent of a 10-gallon pot. And then weed barrier. So I ended up using, it's a 4x8 piece. So I'm going to end up making a few of these, but it's just a cheap little project, $2, and I can plant my tomatoes. So I'm going to be doing more laundry baskets, and I can show you it's not really a really great video, but it's kind of interesting. Petunia from last year. The blueberries doing awesome. And then we have the strawberries. My husband and I made this strawberry planter last weekend. I tried to do it all by myself, but if you guys have watched any of my videos, it's hard for me to do anything all by myself. He usually comes in and has to save the day. So strawberries are doing fantastic. Those are the 3 squash plants that I will be giving away to one of my friends here locally. So, all right. That is the garden tour. Just wanted to give you an update on everything that has been planted, give you an update on the little Chicky babies, show you where the chicken coop is going to go. We bought all of the wood today to start the chicken coop, so we still have to take out all of this fencing. We have to clear it all of the ground, get rid of all this overgrown ivy. Those are like old arborvitaes. Arborvitaes should not look like that, but these are probably, if I had to guess, 30 or 40 years old. I don't go back here. I call this Snake Alley. I don't like that. So I'm gonna get a snake whisperer or something out here, or my husband, to just stomp around and scare away all the snakes, because I don't want to see any garden snakes. So that is all I have for tonight. Just wanted to give you a quick update and show you my little backyard garden chickens. They're so fun to watch. We try to let them out every single day because they are quite honestly stinking up the basement, and it's just time for us to build that coop. So that is our project. Rain or shine, we are going to be building a coop, or at least starting on it this weekend. If you like this video, please like and subscribe.